Guys, welcome back. Today is day 3 of the 119 days challenge where I'm posting every single day. Yes. I just recorded a video. I was absolutely out of it. I did not really feel like I was in the mood to post today, to be honest. And I recorded a video and I was such a drag. I was like, man, I had to delete it because I thought I can't upload that to you guys. You guys deserve so much better. So let's do it again with a lot more personality. What I was talking about in the video and what I'm going to talk about today is the fact that poverty is a crime. Like crime, like proper crime. And our responsibility to ourselves should be to eradicate it, send it to jail for life, like complete imprisonment for the rest of its life. Because why? You know, if you've grown up in a poor household, I don't know if like me or worse than me or better than me. Honestly, guys, you know what? Let me say this before I talk about that, because when I was younger, I didn't even know I was poor. 5 of us used to sleep on one bed in a 1-bedroom house at my home. And 5 of us used to eat 1 tin of sardine. But I was never hungry. I was always full. I was never feeling less than. It's when I became a teenager and started going to high school and I saw that people had big houses and extravagant lifestyles and so forth. That's when I actually realized that I was from a different background. I never felt like it though when I was younger. And as I grew up older and so forth, I started being exposed to actual people who really have serious money, and I was like, oh, so that is actually what's possible. And then when I came to the US, I started going to school and being in the city, because I'm a country girl in Jamaica, being in the city and just seeing all of these high-rise buildings, lifestyles of people who have money and so forth. It kind of just makes you aspire to be better than where you came from, right? And you know, you go to school, you try to make yourself better and get a good job and so forth, and to put it behind you. But of course, as we know, life don't always go as planned. And so a lot of people's journey, some of them achieve wealth quicker than others, and some of them are not so much of a mentor to lift everybody up. You know, they have this motto in the NABA chapter, which is the accounting chapter, that says lifting as you climb. Not everybody who's achieved that level of success wants to lift people up, and for many good reasons too. A lot of people come there, they're just takers. They don't want to contribute to anything. They don't have your best interest at heart. They just want to take. It's never about giving, or it rarely is. And so they are just very protective of their space and what they've created and what they've built. And you know, when you as a person come by their side and you have the best intention, they're still kind of skeptical of you. But that this is just the world that we're in, and we just have to be mindful that since we are on our journey, when we achieve that level of success for ourselves, we will be very diligent about lifting somebody up behind us, and not just, you know, so that they can experience some bliss. As I was thinking about this concept of poverty being a crime, like I remember when I was in Washington DC when I was doing my undergrad, and I saw 2 elder folks coming into the office every day. They were so old that they were bending over when they walked. And I literally, as I sat down today thinking about it, I just thought, man, I don't know their stories. I don't know their backgrounds. I don't know if they made good decisions. I don't know if they're doing it because they want to do it or because they have to do it. And this is no judgment to them at all, because life can really knock you down sometimes. So you better know to be humble and to not think, oh, you're better than anything, because we are really not. right? But it just really makes me think like, when I get to that age, God's willing, I would hope that if I am working, it's because I want to work and not because I have to work or I won't eat. It really saddens my heart, like deep sadness, to see when older folks who, you know, are really trying are still not in the positions that they want, in a job that's treating them poorly, and they don't have many options because they just have the kids raising, they have the bills to pay and all of that. And you know, not everybody really gets the utmost opportunity to get to that level, that peak. And because they may not never had anybody guiding them, they may never saw that as something to aspire to, and even though they see it now, they still don't know the first step or the first move to take to get there. And they're just out there doing their best for their kids to make sure that they have a better life than them. So when we as the kids come, we have to make sure that we give purpose to all of that struggle and pain. Because when you're younger, you know, you can pivot, and if you don't like something, you can change it and create something that you want. But when you're older, you're a lot more, you probably have a lot more responsibility. The pivot may cost you a lot more. But I can tell you one thing, staying in the wrong space for way too long can cost you a lot more than you think you're losing if you decide to move out. And so, on this premise of poverty being a crime, I want to talk to those Jamaicans that are in the US or any country outside of Jamaica that you think the grass is so greener for. I want to talk about the fact that, you know, we come into these countries and we have our goals, we have our plans, we have our mission and things that we want to accomplish. And some people stay true to that. I know life happens to me all the time. So I know it, but some people stay true to that. Others kind of get distracted and lose the way a little bit. Some people lose the way completely, don't even care to return. Wherever you are in any one of these spectrum, I want us to be focused. I want us to remember why we started this journey in the first place. And if you're in Jamaica right now, I still want you to remember why you're doing whatever you're doing in the process. But the reason why I'm talking to Jamaicans who are here is because a lot of Jamaicans who are here probably want to return, but they don't have the means, they don't know how, they don't have anything set up to make that transition. And mainly because of a lot of choices that are made, both good or bad. When you think about how hard you have to work in this country, and I'm closing my eyes because this is deeply personal, how hard you have to work in these countries to see a dollar, you better use it wisely. You better use it wisely. Not just because I'm saying this, but because I hope you try to give your pain purpose. I hope you try to make it mean something. I hope you make it that your future self is in a better position, that your future self does not have to be doing something that he or she does not want to do. It's not all about the flashiness. It's not all about the posing like you have it all together. It's about honoring yourself and really saying like, man, I deserve what I desire. I mean, I love to work, but I don't desire to be in a role that is just disrespectful and degrading to my whole existence. And the funny thing about it is, in a lot of times when we're back home, we won't even do certain type of work. We won't take certain type of disrespect. We won't take certain types of environments. We won't put ourselves in certain types of environments. But when we come over, when we cross the border, the seas, we take anything just for some money. Then to go back home and waste it. Then to stay over here and waste it. Just to prove a point to somebody that's not watching. You owe it to yourself to set yourself up for success. You owe it to yourself to give yourself what you desire. Everybody's desires are different. Everybody's needs are different. Success looks different to everybody. But since we're talking about investing in ourselves, you owe it to yourself to create a future for yourself that is better than your present. How do you do this? Creating a plan for what you want your future to look like. And that goes down the line of money, mental health, and health in all assets of our being. And whenever you're making a decision, think about if this decision is aligning with that. Because I want, when you look back on your journey a year from now, you can think, I am so glad I forego this opportunity, or I'm so glad I made this decision to take my future seriously so that I can end this cycle. I can give myself options, because that is really what being financially stable gives you. It gives you options. And you deserve options. You deserve options. You deserve to live good now, yes, but you deserve options. If that means foregoing something temporarily to set yourself up for the success, I hope you think it's worth it. Because you deserve what you desire. And I'm sure you desire options. I could go on this rant for the entire night. I deeply feel personal about this. And I hope this is something that you will take into consideration throughout your week, throughout your year, to give yourself options, because you deserve it. Alright? Well, thank you for watching this video, and if you like it, actually, physically, like, press the thumbs up. Comment below what stood out to you the most. Comment below something that you're going to be working on to give yourself options. And actually do it, because you deserve it. You really do. Alright? I'll see you tomorrow in the next one. And until then, let's go make some mistakes. Have a good one.